In the previous video we tested this i7 3077 with 32 GB DDR3. It's an awesome machine. But in that video I also showed this HP Z620 workstation. So in this video we will take a closer look on this machine. Hi, my name is Victor Bart and welcome to Retro Machines. This video is sponsored by my long-term sponsor PCBWay. If you want your circuit board design realized and printed, you should check out PCBWay. Starting prices as low as $5 for a 1 or 2 layer design. I like to invite you to join the PCBWay 6 project design contest. Submit your project and win great prizes. Place your order now, links in the description. Someone wanted to throw out both machines out in a dumpster and I was just right in time in front of his house to take them. So this is, I think, a quite powerful HP workstation. I think around 2012, something like that. With an Intel Xeon, Windows 7, Z620 workstation. And the cool thing about this case is, if you put it flat, it's rack mount size and not that deep. It's a pretty small case and with nice handles here and here to carry it around. It's not a light machine because it's built super sturdy. So let's take a look on the system and check out if it still works and then just find out what we can do with this machine. Firewire, audio. So it's a workstation, USB 3.0, USB 2, power button, no reset button, here LED, HP logo. Can you turn it? No. Here the Z620 workstation logo, which is already on the side. Two 5¼ expansion bay, no drives in it. On this side panel there's a sticker for Windows 10 for refurbished PCs. So if I want to run Windows 10 on this, I have the license for it. So on the rear we have some keys, but I cannot find a hole to put the key in. So not sure why they put keys here, but if we need them, we have them. So also here a handle, the power supply is here on top. We have PS2 keyboard and mouse. I think this is also a power button. Firewire, 4 USB 2.0, 2 USB 3.0, 2 network adapters, one also says AMT, not sure what it is, maybe some management or something like that. Simple sound card here, we have a video card here and an extra network card here, but this looks like a Realtek or something cheapo. So yeah, let's take a look inside, because I think it's quite powerful, because normally this is a single CPU system with an expansion option. So it's the expansion option in the machine. Yes, it is. So if we pull these two handles, we can remove this board. And this board is amazing, because this board has a CPU on it and 4 memory banks. So you're thinking, okay, the CPU and the memory is on an expansion board like this. But no! Also under here is a CPU. So this is a dual CPU machine and there are 8 DIMM banks on the motherboard and 4 on this expansion card. So we have 12 memory banks and 2 CPUs. Nice! And here it says LTA 2011 CPU 1. So this socket is probably CPU 0. What I like about the HP systems, they are just built different. That's why I like them, but also dislike them. What I like is it's built extremely well, but on the other side you really need the HP parts and you cannot do a lot of custom things with it. But if you have the full package like this, it's amazing. So here we have a fan that cools the memory here. And the CPU fan cools also this memory. And of course the CPU. And it has some heat pipes, some very special cooler. And the socket is angled, but the cooler is still straight on the PCB. So it has a 45-degree angle in the heat pipes. And this connector is amazing because it has a lot of pins. Not sure if this is the full bandwidth or a special bridge. I don't know, but it looks cool. And if something goes wrong with this or a pin will bend, probably this whole board will stop functioning. And a big metal rear plate to make it very sturdy. And also under the PCB there are components. We have an NVIDIA Quadro 4000 video card. So NVIDIA Quadro logo, but the card has HP numbers on the rear. Single fan, single slot. So this is a nice card to have. It's an older card, it's from I think 2010. But still, if you need a single slot card, this is just a nice option. And it has an SLI bridge. Not sure if it can run SLI, but it is fun if it would work. And we have 2 display ports and a DVI. Oh, the network card is from D-Log, so yeah, budget stuff. And the chip is very tiny, and I think it's a Realtek. So yeah, I think I don't gonna put this back, because why should I put something like this in a machine this quality if I have this card from the other machine? This was in the i7 3077K. Let's see, can we remove this cooling shroud and take a closer look? Okay. So we have a 4 cm fan here and a 6 cm fan here. And HP really likes a lot of small fans to cool the system. And if you have like a self-built machine, you have always 12 cm or 14 cm fans, like on low RPM with a lot of airflow. But HP just thinks we can do it with small fans and just create a hurricane. I think if this machine is under full load, it won't be silent. This CPU has a different cooler, because this one is also with heat pipes, but in line with the cooling block. So we have, I think, a 92 cm fan here. And let's see how much memory we have, because over the motherboard and the expansion card we have 6 memory sticks. Nice, this stick is 16 GB. Running at 12,800, and it is manufactured in 2015, so maybe this system got a memory upgrade later in its life. And here in the side panel you have an overview for the memory, in which slot you need to put it for if you have like a single processor or if you have a dual processor. And it looks like all the memory sticks are 16 GB in this system. That would be amazing. We have pretty decent expansion in this machine. An old style PCI slot, 2 PCIe 16 slots, 2 8x slots. Not sure how they are wired, but probably with dual CPU you have enough lanes to run everything on full speed. The 8x slots, the rear is open, so if you have a longer card you can still fit it. Here you have a smaller slot, a 4x slot, but that is blocked by the interconnect for the dual CPU board. So we have a lot of SATA ports, but we have not a lot of places to put drives. I think here we can put 3 hard drives in. They are wired with a backplane. And here we have 2 5¼ inch base where we can put drives. So we are a bit limited in terms of like expansion. On top we have even a PC speaker. We have also here a handle, so we can pull out the power supply. And the power supply is 800 watts, so that is a really solid unit. PCBWay has shared open source projects. Go to the tab Shared Projects to see all the user projects that are shared. Select a category and find something you like. For example, check out this project. Blue SCSI 1.1 50 pin. Blue SCSI is an open, cheap and easy to use SD SCSI solution for vintage computers. PCBWay makes the PCB for this project and you get a component list and a written description. So if you want to make this project, go to the link in the description. The power supply is 800 watt, but in terms of video cards it's a little bit limited. We have here the 6 pin that came out of the video card, and here we have a second 6 pin. So we are a bit limited what we can do with like dual video cards, and we don't have an 8 pin, so more modern stuff we probably cannot get working. But one cool detail is the connector from the second 6 pin is here locked, because they put here a special place where the cable locks. So if you don't use the cables, you can just click them in and they don't move around in the case. And also here we have a big fan, so for even extra cooling. And here in the rear we have extra fans. So they put fans everywhere, but it's HP, so they probably have a plan with it. Let's put the components back, but leave the stupid network card out, so we can see if the system still works and what kind of CPUs we have. I hope we have like 2 8 cores, like super high clocked, but I'm not sure. Maybe they put 2 4 cores in it, that would be stupid. But it's always cool if you find a dumpster machine or a free PC, what CPU is in it. Sometimes you are lucky and sometimes it's a little bit disappointing. But the nice thing about this generation of hardware, the CPUs are super cheap. I think the high-end CPUs you can get for less than 100 euros or dollar each. If you take like a one step lower or a few steps lower, I think the CPUs are 40-50 euro each, and then you have like 8 cores running at very fast speeds, or the 2690 V2. If that works in this machine, then you have 2 10 cores, and that CPU is in my old Xeon workstation that is here. That would be also cool in a machine like this. But let's first see if it still works. And I'm not sure if a machine like this takes every standard Xeon, or that you need to have a certain stepping. And I think I did it in the wrong order. My monitor has HDMI and this system doesn't have HDMI. So yeah, I need to find another cable. This Yamaha monitor doesn't have a display port, but has the old DVI standard, so that will work. And with hardware like this, always takes some time before we get any display output. Please power down and connect the PCI power cable for this graphics card. Oh yeah, I forgot to put the cable in. Okay, let's fix that. But at least it turned on to show me the error message. That helps. Okay, non-system disk. Let's see if we can get into the BIOS. Okay, HP basic system diagnostics. Memory test, hard disk test, language. No, I don't want to have diagnostics. But let's do the memory test and see. Oh, starting memory test. Test in progress, but it doesn't show how big, so let's escape out of this. Now we need to figure out how to get in the BIOS. Maybe F1 or F12. I googled it, it's the F10 key to get in the BIOS. Entering setup. This is so old school. They just put no effort in making it nice and shiny. System information. Product name HP Z620 Workstation. Memory size 96 GB, 1600 MHz. That's an awesome memory kit. NIC controller, system BIOS. Processor type Intel Xeon CPU E5 2660 at 2.2 GHz. Does it say how many cores? No, let's Google that. Okay, the CPUs are okay-ish. They run at 2.2 GHz, so not so fast. But the maximum turbo is 3 GHz. But the per CPU we have 8 cores, so we have 16 cores running at 2.2 GHz. So a lot of cores, but not the fastest cores. So I need to figure out if this machine takes faster CPUs or something like that. And we have 20 megabyte cache per CPU and 95 watts. And the launch date is Q1 of 2012, so this is probably in 2012 machine. And we have 40 PCI lanes per CPU, so that gives 80 PCI lanes for the total system, which is really nice to have. Let's take a picture to post on my Discord server. And if you want to join my Discord server, you need to become a Patreon. But for $1 per month, you can become a Patreon and join my Discord server and see some sneak peeks like this. I checked the rest of the BIOS and there's not much going on in here. It's just too basic. But a machine like this just works. I'm not sure why they wanted to put this one into a dumpster, because it has 16 cores, 96 GB of memory. It can host like a decent video card. You can still run a lot with this machine. And my first plan was maybe I will give this machine to my father, but I think it's way too powerful for that. So yeah, I can better find some HP office PC for him instead of this monster that draws probably a lot of power. But the machine is super nice. So what should I do with it? You can run probably a lot of virtual servers on it, like use it in a home lab or more as a workstation. Yeah, what should I run with this machine and what kind of purpose should I give it? Give me some input. What should you do with this machine? My brother was already interested in the machine for his streaming on site that he can put in a rack mount case. We don't have the rack rails for this machine right now, and I checked online, they are pretty expensive. Not sure if we going to use it like that, but you can always put a rack shelf in a home lab or something like that. So yeah, it's a really awesome machine. If you like to support me, you can support me monthly on Patreon and get access to my awesome Discord server, or use my Amazon affiliated links, and thanks for watching.